Alright guys, what's up? This is Blake Hawthorne with It's His Turf. I want to take a few minutes and talk to you about GIE, but so that you can fully understand it, we got to go back to 2016 when it transformed my company. Alright guys, what's up? So in 2016, I went to the GIE Expo in Louisville, Kentucky for the first time. Awesome experience. It's overwhelming though, man. There's so much stuff going on, so many people. Man, it's amazing. But luckily, I had a very, very precise list of what I was trying to do with equipment, efficiencies, new technologies, and things like that. And guys, it transformed my company. In 2015, 2016, we were doing between $600,000 and $700,000 a year in revenue. This was good, but it's not where I wanted to be as a company. I wanted to grow. So I saw to be above where the competition is, I needed to go to the GIE Expo, see what was coming out for 2017, what everybody had to offer, and how I could apply that to my business. Some of the things I needed to see at GIE were equipment. So I had demoed the Vermeer mini skid steer and also the Ditch Witch. And so I wanted to try out some more brands. I tried out the Bobcat and the Toro, and went ahead and tried the Vermeer again and got back onto the Ditch Witch. That way I could do it all in the same day, try all these different pieces of equipment. It helped me with making my purchase. When I got back from there, that's when I demoed my Ditch Witch and ended up buying it a month later. All right guys, so something that we picked up about a year later after we did some demoing was a track loader skid steer. This is something I didn't want to just buy into what everybody else was doing, that I really had to think about, do my research, and make sure it was the best fit for us. GIE allowed for me to go test and run them and get all excited about it. But when I got back is when I started doing my demoing, talking to dealers, going and checking things out, doing some rentals on them. And then a year later, you know, just I think it was May that we made the purchase. We bought this skid steer. I've got a link to the video here where you can go check it out, the whole purchase process of that. But guys, this machine allowed us in the month of May, so in the month of June, we actually profited $55,000 in landscaping, which is unheard of. I just had the job stacked up, and we had this machine and we were all excited. We hit the ground running with that, and we really needed it to help get our company out of the hole that we were in, just from the different changes and stuff that we have done over the last 12 months. Another big thing we found were technologies and suppliers. I ended up finding some growers in Texas. That's when we went and did our big cactus job, when we drove to actually Amarillo, Texas and got cactus. I found them from the book I got at the show. Another one is pine straw supplier. We've contacted pine straw suppliers that we found through there, and other people that carry fertilization, weed control, we've used from the suppliers we found at GIE. Technologies, there are so many of them going around. The one that I got that was from there that transformed my company was Structure Studios. This was our 3D digital renderings. It allowed for us to land a $300,000 project only like 3 or 4 months after we left there. Okay, so when it comes to technologies, you've got things like design software, and you've got things like routing and scheduling and billing. The design software, I was back and forth, man. Landscape Pro, and I was, you know, Structure Studios, and there was a couple others I can't even remember their names, but I was going and, you know, looking at them and trying them out and going through the how-to with the guys there. But Structure Studios was way above where everybody else was in the design, especially because I wanted to get into pools and things like that, and that's kind of what they specialized in. And it was huge because the next year we landed a $300,000 project off of that design of the pool, and it allowed us to actually land over $500,000 in revenue over the last 18 months just off those 3D digital renderings. I take a lot of pride in that because, you know, I'll show you here where we made the design look just like the actual project. That was our first one we did. This was a project that the customer had a $5,000 budget, and we ended up doing a $12,000 project on because they were able to see the vision of the project. So if you're not doing a software, I highly recommend it. Another thing is going to be routing software. So I went in and we got what was called Arbor Gold. I spent like $1,200 with them. Guys, it was a flop. I was doing some of the same stuff through just my QuickBooks Mobile and my Excel files and my Google Docs that we're using. I didn't need that. The only thing that it really did like was the day-to-day routing, and we found that you can do that inside the GPS. But getting guys to go to use technology when they've already know the routes, you know, is kind of useless. All right, so another real big thing for us was stone makers. Stone makers is something that I saw at GIE in 2016, and I actually didn't like their countertops or the rock work, and I actually talked to the guy at the booth about that as he was trying to sell me on it. I was telling him that I didn't really like it. And about, I don't know, I kept keeping up with them on Facebook though, because they had reached out to me. I started following them, and Dave Montoya is, man, he's a great guy, and he's really pouring into you as he's doing these videos as well. And I just loved the product of his hand carving stuff. And what he was doing was just concrete out of the truck and not necessarily the panel system or the countertops. And so that's what first inspired me. About a year later of watching his videos, I bit the bullet, became a dealer, went to a training, and guys, this past year we did over $400,000 in stone makers. Man, it's awesome. You got to check out some of the stuff that we do with it. It's for you guys. Hey. Yeah, baby! It absolutely transforms your hardscapes. If you're looking at expanding into hardscapes, you need to look into some stone makers. Stone Makers Corporation will show you how to take something like a concrete just out of the truck and turn it into something beautiful. And you do it a whole lot faster than you do with pavers. Okay guys, so I talked to you a lot about the things that I found in 2016, some of the things that were good for us, some of the things that weren't, but it allowed us to take our business from $600,000 to $700,000 a year in revenue to doing over 1.2 million in revenue that we've done back to back the last 2 years. And I couldn't have done it if I hadn't gone to the GIE, saw the new technologies, the things coming out, and got ahead of the game and got an edge on the competition. So I mean, all in all, I made a lot of investment after the GIE in 2016. I want to say that I probably spent over $150,000 on my SK 752, my T650, becoming part of Stone Makers, the investment that I've had in Structure Studios, the money that I lost on doing the Arbor Gold venture. But guys, I wouldn't have been able to do over $1 million in revenue if I hadn't taken this leap. It was worth it. All right, guys, so now that you've heard my testimony, and I feel like I have some validation on why GIE was awesome and put us ahead of the competition, there's definitely some more things that we're gonna capitalize on. Some of it we saw in 16 that we haven't been able to do yet, that we're gonna do this next year. And so hopefully, I'll be able to tell you that success story next year, and hopefully at GIE when I get to meet you. But this year was entirely different. So last year in 17, I missed GIE. I was growing my company, like I told you, and I took on a lot of stuff that was out of my comfort zone that I had to learn and fully immerse and invest myself into so that it could be successful. In 2018, guys, my agenda was completely different than it was in 2016. When I got there in 2017, guys, I was there to network. I wanted to meet people. I wanted to put my name out there. I wanted to let people know that I've been through a lot and I want to help you with your business. And the only way I knew to do that was to go and network and meet people, let people put a face with my company, make those connections so that they'd invest in me. And it's been awesome. Since I left there 2 weeks ago, guys, I'm mentoring like 15 guys now. So if you are in business and you're looking for a mentor, like please, that's what I have a heart and passion to do. Reach out to me. The next and big exciting thing is the playbook that we have coming out next year, and that's going to allow you to be able to grow your company, do the proper training, and see all the steps that have been to my success. Not that my success is the only way, but guys, I've replicated in every avenue of my business. I'm pretty excited to be able to share that and watch you grow your company with it too.